In shape, 145.
Yeah.
In shape. You know what I mean? So this is different from a Crawford coming up to 168, but we know his walk around weight is probably 170, 180.
Gervonta Tank Davis' only shortcomings, pun intended, is his height. He's 5'5" with a 67-inch arm reach. But as you can see here, he's working on his versatility.
Welcome to Fightmatchusa. In shape, 145 pounds and focused. This isn't like Crawford moving up to 168, but we know his walk-around weight is probably 170 to 180. Gervonta Tank Davis's only shortcoming, pun intended, is his height. He's 5 feet 5 inches with a 67-inch reach, but as you can see, he's working hard on his
Gervonta Davis speaking about you. Is that ever a possible fight?
Yeah, if he want to dare to be great, he can be like all the other fighters that's moving up 2 weight classes and, daring to be great.
You would fight him.
Man, tell him to come up there.
He got to come to win 54.
He said I got a glass chin, so tell him to come and touch it.
Wow, man. Gervonta said you got a glass.
He said I got a glass chin. Tell him to come and touch it.
At 147?
At 147. I'll make 147 for him.
Ooh, see, oh, man.
You're going to have a pre-camp.
Then what the people going to say? Oh, he's beating up on little guys.
I don't know.
versatility. Reports say Terence Crawford recently visited Gervonta Davis ahead of his upcoming fight with Jake Paul, offering training tips and strategic advice. The two champions shared techniques, discussed fight approaches, and showed deep mutual respect. Crawford even said if Davis ever wanted to face him in the ring, he'd gladly do it, not out of rivalry, but respect for boxing itself. When asked about the possibility of fighting Davis, Crawford replied confidently, "If he wants to dare to be great, he should move up 2 weight classes. Tell him to come to 154. He says I've got..."
Right. This is scary. Gervonta Tank Davis is working on his versatility. We already know he has that ultimate equalizer, that special God-gifted one-punch knockout power. But he also can box. Gervonta Tank Davis, he's very durable, has a chin, never seen him visibly hurt. Gervonta Tank Davis also has great footwork and foot placement. And here you see Gervonta Tank Davis' only shortcomings, pun intended, is his height. He's 5'5" with a 67-inch arm reach. But as you can see here, he's working on his versatility. He's now working on fighting orthodox. He's naturally a southpaw. Now he's working on fighting orthodox. Great switch hitters, no diddy, in the sport of boxing.
Got a glass chin, so come and touch it. Now Tank Davis seems to be taking notes from Crawford's playbook, one of the most technically advanced fighters in the sport. Crawford's preparation for Canelo Alvarez turned heads with his stance switches, balance, and unpredictable rhythm. Tank's recent training clips show him experimenting with footwork, switching stances mid-combination, a new look for him. Observers believe he's learning from both Crawford and Jaron Boots.
Career ending. It can be career ending. Jake Paul can end his whole shit. That's the black. Tank can end Jake Paul's whole shit. And if that fight is meh and it's just a sparring session that's tit for tat, their shit's over. Because people are going to be pissed that it's exactly what they expected it to be. They can't do that. If they do, their career's ruined. Jake Paul's career's ruined and Tank. If they make it meh and just touch, both their brands suck. That's the black two sugars. You mess around in that bell ring and you see little Tank and you see big Jake and he's throwing a jab and little Tank making a miss and bam, and y'all gonna be like, whoa, say I'm lying. Y'all, you know what? Yes, say I'm lying. Please say I'm lying. But y'all gonna be right there cheering because you ain't never seen nothing that damn bizarre. Even De La Hoya versus Shaq had headgear and Shaq ain't a boxer. That right there, fireworks. Because you're going to be holding your breath, especially Tank fans. I'm going to be like, don't hit Tank. You're going to see Tank little ass legs. He's going to, and big ass Jake, big legs and big ass head. Wham, wham. Watch. Y'all talk all that shit now because y'all love talking shit. Y'all love hating on things until you see it. Like women back in the 90s. I remember my sisters back in the 90s. You ain't that cute. You ain't, but all on your shit. That's what y'all do. Y'all talk shit, but y'all the first ones there.
Ennis, mastering the art of fighting from both sides. Showbiz the Adult, a well-known boxing commentator, warned that if the Tank versus Jake Paul fight turns into a sparring session, it could end both their careers. Fans expect fireworks, not hesitation. With their massive audiences, this fight must deliver real intensity or risk destroying both brands. Keith Thurman also addressed Tank's critics, saying that
if you're really not happy with Tank, first off, don't watch Tank. Don't do it. You know what I'm saying? You support it, then what you doing? You can't not support and support at the same time, right? So if you're a boxing purist, then this fight with Roach is really more for you. It's going to be more up your alley, you know? If you just like all entertainment, all fights, all hypes, all everything, then you're going to want to tune in to the Tank and Paul show there, you know, because that's all for entertainment. What is it? For entertainment purposes only, right? It's just say like somewhere in the small print of the promotion. For entertainment, don't do this at home, kids. You know, so fine.
Disclaimer.
Yeah, disclaimer. For entertainment purposes only, you know. So it's money-making purposes only. You know, it is what it is, people.
same people who bash him are the ones who never miss his fights. Their hate only fuels his fame. When Clarissa Shields said the only fight that makes sense for Tank is against Shakur Stevenson, Tank fired back, "No one tells me what to do." After online criticism following his draw against Lamont Roach, Tanks made it clear he fights for himself, not approval. Analysts say the Tank versus Jake Paul matchup challenges the foundation of boxing. Both are in their primes, not retired showmen.
And it says that, you know, pretty much the only people that can beat him is Shakur Stevenson. And I don't know who else he said. He said she thought that at a point in time that Devin Haney could beat him, but now she doesn't believe that. But so really the only fight that there is for Gervonta Davis is Shakur. What a mighty, mighty convenient argument. And Gervonta Davis responded. And basically his response was, "Come on, girl, stop talking about me so much because you're making me feel like I'm special." Right? So he pretty much just, you know, kind of blows it off. But I really think that there's something much deeper going on here. And it is that this, and I said it again, I said it in another video, I'll say it in this one, the Bud Buddies. The Bud Buddies are a crew of boxers that all hang around and worship Terence Bud Crawford. And the main two members of it, besides the people that are actually in Terence Crawford's camp, as fighters are Shakur Stevenson and Clarissa Shields, without a doubt. Clarissa Shields is a huge backer of Terence and a huge backer of Shakur Stevenson. At the end of the day, the only thing she really cares about is what's in the best interest of Shakur Stevenson. And anything and everything she say is angled that way to get Gervonta Davis to do something that Shakur Stevenson wants him to do, which is really do all the hard work and then be there for Shakur Stevenson to become a star at the end of it. I'm telling you, man, I believe that to the bottom of my soul, that is the same plan that Terence Crawford ran on Errol Spence Jr.
The size gap, nearly 70 pounds, raises safety and fairness questions. But for many fans, that's what makes it irresistible. Chaos versus skill, entertainment versus sport. Eddie Hearn called it a freak show, warning that blending boxing and entertainment could destroy the sport's credibility. Yet even he admits it will do massive numbers. Sean Porter added that most fighters accept Jake's offers for the money, not respect. At its core, this fight represents a change.
Fights like this with fighters pretty much in their prime. But other than the size mismatch, most people are wondering why has Tank taken this fight, and those were the first questions targeted to Tank in this presser, because usually these sorts of bouts are relegated to the latter part of your career, and for most Gervonta Davis supporters, they thought they would get the big fights next, the Shakurs. They didn't think he would be fighting Jake Paul. Although Tank tried to push it off as fans should just be happy watching the sport and hey, haters will be haters, I think that's quite unfair to the people who have been loyal supporters of him and honestly have paid his bills. He tried to compare the level of criticism he gets to the likes of Mayweather, but the difference is with his mentor Floyd, he really did fight a lot of champs in their prime. Has Tank? Well, not really. The most notable fight he's recently had that the people actually wanted was the Ryan Garcia fight, and the only reason he took that fight was because everything was on his terms. And other than the Ryan fight over the last couple years, it's either been people who aren't in his weight division, which he's pulling up, or fighters ranked in the lower half of the top 10 lightweight list. The fights people have truly wanted to see just have never materialized, and simply that's why people criticize him. If the likes of Crawford never fought Spence or Usyk never fought Fury or Joshua, they would have caught the same level of flack. The reason why fighters like them are applauded is because generally they take on whatever challenge is in front of them. Tank instead, his whole career has bobbed and weaved around the most significant challenges that the people actually want to see unless he has everything his way.
Changing era. For Jake, it's a chance to prove he belongs among real boxers. For Tank, it's a test of how far pure skill can go in a world-chasing spectacle. As former champion Porter put it best, the sport of boxing doesn't love you, so if you can make a big payday, go get it. That's the reality of modern boxing. Legacy meets business, and sometimes chaos wins. Please subscribe to our channel, Fightmatchusa.